Oh, hey there, everybody, and welcome to Sharp Dressed Gaming. I'm your host, Richard, and today we are back with Sharp Dressed Pokemon. Now, this is kind of a series where, actually, it's not kind of, it is a series where we go over competitive movesets for Pokemon, as well as kind of their backgrounds, so we know how to work with these Pokemon stats and all that kind of stuff to make these competitive movesets. Now, today we are looking at one of my favorite Megas and my favorite starter of all time, Venusaur and Mega Venusaur. Of course, Venusaur's been around since Generation 1. First starter I ever had was Bulbasaur. And Mega Venusaur came to us 6th generation with all the other Megas, because that's as far as we've gotten. That's when Megas came into the game. So, again, like I said, we're going to look at the background stuff before we get into the competitive side of them. So, without any further ado, let's get looking at them. Alright, now, Venusaur is the seed Pokemon with the grass and poison typing. Its height is 6 foot 7 inches, or 2 meters, which 6 foot 7 inches is about 5 inches taller than I am, and that's because of the flower. And speaking of the flower, if you look at it, the male is going to be the one closest to the text on the screen, and the female is the one next to him. The female does have that little extra part on top of the flower, and that's because of flower biology. If you look at it, like, males have the pistils. I think I'm saying that right. Pistils. And the females have the stamen. I might be wrong on that, but the females have the little bigger part, and that's where like all the eggs and stuff are before they're fertilized. So that's how we're looking at that Venusaur kind of thing. It's been a couple years since I've taken basic biology, so I might be wrong on those. I should have looked them up before, but I do have other information for you guys right here in front of me. So, the weight of this Venusaur or Venusaur in general is averaged 220.5 pounds or 100 kilograms. Now, if we look at some real world examples for you. Some things that Venusaur is based off of. The Tuatara, for those of you who don't know, is a reptile from New Zealand. Actually, is one of the only reptiles that has 3 eyes. It has a third false eye on top of its head. If you want to check that out, go look at Tuataras. But we're just kind of looking at the length and weight here. Length is 80 centimeters or 31 inches. And the weight is 1.3 kilograms or 2.9 pounds. So not quite as big as Venusaur, but if we also look at a prehistoric species that Venusaur is more based off of, the Dicenodont, was a mammal-like reptilian from the Jurassic period, early Jurassic period, and they don't give a specific size for that because this is actually the genus, not the species, but the genus of Dicenodont ranged from the size of a rat to an ox. So, quite the big range there. Still not quite as big as Venusaur, but still. And one more thing to draw attention to is the flower on Venusaur's back is based off of the Rafflesia arnoldi, which is also what Vileplume is based off of, and the Rafflesia Arnoldi, it's hard to say, that's the scientific name for it, is the largest individual flower in the world, and people say that its smell is close to that of decaying flesh, so not a very good smelling flower at all, but the diameter of this flower is 1 meter or 3 feet, and it weighs about 11 kilograms or 24 pounds. So you can kind of think of that with Venusaur. I'm sure Venusaur's flower is supposed to be bigger than that, but it's just kind of some real-world things that Venusaur is based off of. So next we look at the abilities. Venusaur, of course, gets Overgrow, which is typical of the Grass-type starter Pokemon, as well as its hidden ability Chlorophyll, which increases Venusaur's speed when it is in the sun. So that's what you're going to see more on Venusaur's, especially in doubles. Some people might still run Overgrow in singles, but there's not really a what's it called? A professionality at its finest. I guess incentive to run Overgrow because you're trying to keep Venusaur's health as high as possible. with like Leech Seed and Black Sludge and Synthesis and Giga Drain. So you're really not going to be within the Overgrow range that much. So Chlorophyll is usually better. Um, but looking at Venusaur's stats, we have the HP being at 80, attack being at 82, defense 83, and of course the highest stats are going to be special attack at 100, special defense at 100, and then its speed is 80 as well. So all around, just kind of a well-rounded Pokemon with a higher special attack, special defense. But now if we look at Venusaur's Mega Evolution, still the Seed Pokemon, of course, same typing. Its height is now 7 foot 10 inches, or 2.4 meters, and its weight being 342.8 pounds, or 155.5 kilograms. And as Mega Venusaur, it gains the ability Thick Fat. And now what that does is it resists fire and ice type moves. And since those are two of Venusaur's biggest weaknesses, it now brings that to neutral damage, essentially, is what you can say for it. It brings it down to being as if fire and ice were neutral to it. So that gets rid of two of Venusaur's biggest weaknesses, leaving it with flying, psychic, ground is neutral. I think those are only two. Bug, I can't remember if poison resists bug or not. But the big ones you're going to be worrying about is flying and psychic. Poison does resist bug, so it's flying, psychic, I think, are its only weaknesses. But looking at the stats for Mega Venusaur, HP stays at 80, of course. Attack now goes up to 100, defense 123, special attack 122, special defense 120, and speed is 80, staying at 80. So the biggest improvements you're going to see is defense, and then it gains a little bit of special attack and special defense, about 20 for each, 22 for special attack, 20 for special defense, and then it gains quite a bit of its attack as well, being 18, I believe is what it is, which Venusaur uses its attack very well as well, so it's a good addition, I believe, to Venusaur's attack stats. Now, usually we do Pokédex entries. I feel it's just kind of a waste of time. Sometimes it's kind of interesting, but I think I'm going to start cutting that out of Sharp Dress Pokemon, so just save a little bit of time. Especially, I was rambling quite a bit in this one. But let's just go over to Showdown here, and we will see what sets we can come up with. Alright guys, so here we are looking at some sets for both Mega Venusaur and Venusaur. Just kind of going to go over these with you. Now, this first set that we're going to look at is my favorite set. And of course, all my Venusaurs named Brutus, so we have Brutus, Brutus Jr., Brutus Senior, Brutus Senior, Jr., and I have more. I have Brutus Senior, Senior, and Brutus Jr., Jr., and Brutus whatever, Jr., Senior, and Brunetta, the female Venusaur as well. But of course, this one is my favorite. It's going to have Venusaurite, of course, being the Mega Venusaur it is with the thick fat. And then it has Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Synthesis, and Leech Seed. This kind of just makes the Venusaur such a great wall. You can take all those hits. And for the EV spray, we're going 252 HP, 252 in defense, 4 in special attack, with a bold nature, which decreases attack, increases defense. Again, my favorite Venusaur set, it just takes all those hits, and then it can get all of its health back with Synthesis and Leech Seed and Giga Drain, and then Sludge Bomb for its secondary stab. And then we're going to go over to Brutus Jr. here, who is our physical Mega Venusaur. Not as good as special, and not as good as the mixed Mega Venusaur you can run, but I just wanted to kind of show you all the physical moves it also gets. Earthquake, Power Whip, Sleep Powder, and Knockoff. Again, both of these sets can kind of be mixed together. If you want Sleep Powder and another Venusaur, cool. If you want Knockoff over there, Earthquake. I probably wouldn't put Power Whip. I think Giga Drain is overall a better move for Venusaur. But if you want to go all out physical, Power Whip is there for you. So we got 252 in HP, 252 in attack, 4 in special defense, and then an Adamant Nature, which of course increases attack, decreases special attack. Now we're going to go over to Brutus Senior here, who is our doubles Venusaur. It's got the Black Sludge for an item, Chlorophyll for the ability. Usually you're going to pair Venusaur with the Mega Charizard Y, or somebody who can set up Sun Easy like a Prankster user. So we got Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Protect, and Sleep Powder. Now, you're running Protect because you want to protect the first turn the sun comes up. because Venusaur doesn't get that speed boost until a full turn of the sun being up. So like if you start with the sun with like Ninetales, it'd go right away. But when you're Mega Evolving like Mega Charizard or using Sunny Day, you have to wait till the next turn to get that speed, because speed is determined at the beginning of the turn. That's why you won't see like Mega Evolutions getting their speed right away, is because the speed is determined before everything happens. So we got that. Then we got Sleep Powder, put people to sleep. You could run Leech Seed. I feel like Sleep Powder's been working better. Sludge Bomb, and then Giga Drain. And then, of course, we got 4 in HP, 252 in Special Attack, 252 Speed, Modest Nature. You can run Timid. I usually run Timid with a little bit weirder EV spread, but that's because I'm weird. And then we got Brutus Senior Jr. with Black Sludge and Chlorophyll. This one is kind of the older set for Venusaur, 5th gen set. It has Earthquake, Hidden Power, Fire, which is still run on Mega Venusaur and stuff, just like those other grass types, other Venusaurs really. Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and again, this is going to be our fast Special Sweeper, because that's what Smogon suggested, since it's like thinking, oh, it's going to be in the sun, because I gave it Chlorophyll. You don't have to. Again, this could be run as a bulkier set or more special attacker set, that kind of stuff. And then it's mild because it is a mixed attacker right now. But one thing I was going to show you guys, and I forgot to do, and we're actually doing it live in front of you guys. We aren't going to give it an item or an ability or a gender or anything. Just a Brutus Senior is going to be his name, because this is going to be a Gen 1 set for Venusaur. Now, in Gen 1, Venusaur didn't get Giga Drain, I believe. I think the biggest it gave him is Mega Drain. I don't even know if it got Mega Drain, because when I try doing this in Showdown, it doesn't let me. So what I run is Razor Leaf, for it's a grass type move. Because, you know, Razor Leaf's good in Gen 1. There wasn't very much to choose from. And then I guess you could run like Earthquake or whatever, mix Venusaur, cool. But this is the big thing for Gen 1 Venusaur. You run Toxic to get your Toxic boost, and you guys have heard me talk about this if you watch my Let's Play Red version. But you run Toxic, and Toxic, of course, increases every turn. But in Gen 1, there was a mechanic where Toxic, if you had Toxic on them already, and then you Leech Seeded them, or you could do it either way, but as long as Toxic and Leech Seed are on them together, they stack. So Leech Seed also gets bigger as Toxic gets bigger, so it kills them pretty quick, and plus you're getting all of that stat boosts. But of course, I was Gen 1. It doesn't work right now, so don't try going into a Gen 6 battle. Sorry, I just wanted to get the thing up there. Don't try going into a Gen 6 battle with this, because it won't work. It's only in Gen 1. So just kind of something a little fun for you guys for Venusaur. But that is going to wrap up Sharp Dressed Pokemon for this week. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye!